Big John here. I'm in Batley and I'm with Freedom Alliance member, but can you introduce yourself?
I'm Jonathan Tilt, Freedom Alliance candidate in the Batley and Spen by-election on Thursday. Freedom Alliance is a new political party that has been set up by a group of volunteers late last year to provide some form of political opposition to the government narrative around lockdowns and the coronavirus epidemic. The party grew rapidly. We've got over 3,000 members now. The local elections back in May, we stood 160 candidates, and we are standing in every by-election that comes up. We just want to give the people that see this from our perspective, understand that lockdowns are criminal and they're not even effective, they're counterproductive. We want to give them somebody to vote for, because the 16 candidates standing here, and I genuinely believe that I'm the only candidate that is firmly anti-lockdown.
Oh, well, I totally agree with you. I'm very anti-lockdown and restrictions, although I'm not an anti-vaxxer.
Right.
I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but the restrictions and all that, although I haven't had the vaccine, I have my own personal things, but, you know,
Okay.
and it's our choice. It shouldn't be forced on our kids. If we can look in the past at all pharmaceutical companies, they've damaged millions of people worldwide and all that lot on too fast, bringing a vaccine out untested and all that lot. I just totally get that, and I've been on quite a few anti-lockdown protests. I'm in Batley for a few different reasons, but your party grew very big, very quickly.
Yes.
And I think that it's going to continue to grow, because I believe that the government and that are lying to us, and they're going to extend restrictions and keep things in like social distancing and masks and things like that. But the hypocritical thing is, I've seen Boris Johnson at that G7 conference with like 12 people from around the world, and they've not got no masks on, yet I can't go and see my grandniece who lives in the town next door.
The hypocrisy of Hancock yesterday, I mean, it's just in your face. It is one set of rules for everybody else and one set of rules for them.
Yeah.
Just to touch on the vaccine, I mean, our position is largely the same. We are pro-medical freedom and medical choice. We're anti any element of coercion. Whether you call it a vaccine or not, I mean, the pharmaceutical companies themselves call it immune therapy. They don't even call it a vaccine, and there's debate about whether it is a vaccine, particularly the messenger RNA versions that are being used. But people should be given informed consent. We're absolutely happy for people to take the vaccine if that's what they want to do. But people need to realise that this thing hasn't been tested long enough. You know, to get medium-term effects, to find out what happens to people 2 to 5 years after they've had the vaccine. You need to wait 2 to 5 years. We're not doing that. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It may be fine, and I sincerely hope it is fine. And there's no serious vaccine damage or anything that comes out of it. But we genuinely believe one in choice. People can take the treatment or not take the treatment, and there should be no coercion. There should be no penalties, and certainly no vaccine passports for those that do or don't take it. Everybody should be treated the same in the respect of race, gender, and everything else. Everybody should be treated the same. So there should be no discrimination based on what medical treatment you have or haven't had. Fundamentally, what medical treatment you take is it's a fundamental human right. You can refuse life-saving treatment if you want to refuse it. That's your right. It's your body. It may to everybody else seem like a stupid decision to make if you refuse.
No,
that's a fundamental human right.
I'm very anti-medication, as in, like, if they're going to give me the biggest thing I take is a paracetamol. Yeah. And I've had injections to have my teeth out or whatever. That's it. I won't have anything else. You know, I'll rely on more fruit and stuff like that, and try and eat a bit healthier and stuff like that.
I mean, one of the most sinister things about the last 18 months has been the lack of focus on vitamin D, hasn't it? Trying to encourage people to stay in their houses, particularly the spring, early summer of 2020, when it was extremely sunny and warm. There was a lot of sunshine out there.
Yeah.
Get outside, get the fresh air, but particularly get the sunshine, get the vitamin D.
Yeah, we know that's medically said that it helps us. Yeah, of course.
And the exact opposite message. If you go back to April, May last year, it was stay in your house, only go out for an hour a day. Deliberately encouraging people not to get vitamin D.
Yeah,
why were they doing that? If there was a dangerous pandemic going on, at that point in time, surely they would have. Because you don't even have to mix with people. You can go out in your garden, go to the park. You can socially distance and still get the vitamin D. Why were they not encouraging people to do that?
True, so true.
Free and simple.
Yeah. I mean, I don't believe the government, me. I've never believed that we will end on June, and I believe that in the future they're going to keep promoting masks, social distancing, and every now and then we're going to get lockdowns and things like that. But I'm just like, I don't believe it's going to end this. I really don't.
No. I mean, even if you take the most benign view of what the government's done, they have now got themselves a powerful tool called lockdown that they can use whenever they want to use it. And they're not locked down, they don't have to, as the lady across there was just saying earlier, they don't have to lock down because there's a dangerous pandemic around. They can say the NHS is struggling a bit. It's under pressure because they've cut the funding for it. But it's under pressure, so we better lock down for a few weeks so that it's not under pressure. And we've given government this powerful tool, and it's going to keep using it, and it'll probably use it for a range of other reasons as well.
Right. So have you talked to Graham Moore personally?
I have. Yes. I've spoken with him on the phone several times, and he interviewed me in Heckman-White a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, he likes the Freedom Alliance.
He does. I think he's actually joined us, hasn't he?
Right. Yeah. And I mean, he's a great guy. He helps everyone out, no matter. He helps veterans, from veterans just to normal people. He gets a lot of support, and that's one of the really good things about him. But if we keep in contact with you and him and stuff like that, there's all sorts of things you can do.
There's a lot of work to be done going forward, and obviously we have policies beyond being anti-lockdown. I mean, they're mostly sort of libertarian, pro-freedom, but we essentially want to see more local solutions. We want to see power taken away from London and localised, because one of the fundamental problems here is we've got big government, we've got big banks, and we've got big businesses, and that's the primary issue.
Well, funny you should say.
I mean, look at this. We've got Batley Town Hall here. I don't know exactly what goes on inside Batley Town Hall, but it's the Victorians that built that plan that was going to be the place that Batley was governed from. That's where all the decisions about Batley would be taken. And there's town halls in Cleckheaton and Liversedge as well. That's how it should be. Batley should be governed from in there, not from Whitehall, not from Kirklees, Huddersfield.
I totally agree. Andy Burnham in Manchester. Earlier on this year, the government were all talking about lockdown. I went outside. I wanted to see him, but they won't come out for me. But one of the things I said is that they should localise control of the whichever county. That's one of the things I said, and that's one of the things that I said would work better. You know what I mean? I said that on a video, and people, what? But it's right, it would have worked better rather than London controlling us, and they don't know how we work, and they're ignorant in their little bubble and stuff. Oh, I get it.
So we see ourselves going forward as very much a local party, and one that wants to push power back down to localities.
Well, I mean, I might be sort of like right-leaning, but I do know a lot of libertarians, and I'm not going to be ignorant of the Freedom Alliance. I did get some literature in Manchester on the last demo, and I'll look into it, but I'm not going to say for anyone not to vote for you. I think it's a good idea to get that control off the government, because I don't want them. I feel even before all this pandemic, I never liked the government, never liked how they work, and so it's a good thing. But thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers.